Right. Thank you for staying with us. The second leg of the conversation will talk about the state of the state of Osun State. And this is what is happening. The issues at the local government and all of those things, it's really an issue at this time. And it has taken, you remember what has happened so far, from February to now, local government administration and the leadership being pulled at different sides by, the APC camp and the Osun State camp, formerly of the PDP, now of the Accord Party. Different rulings at the court of law, different interpretations to it. Many persons, bodies have spoken on this matter, different positions being taken. And of course, it took the Nolge in Osun State almost 9 or 10 months. They were at home because they said they fear for their lives because of what happened in February, where some persons lost their lives due to some of these skirmishes that we have seen at the local government. But now they have resumed, but it's still not what it should be. And yesterday, the governor of the state, Governor Ademola Adeleke, held a press conference and addressed the matter, calling on the president to intervene. You might want to take a look.
Urgent necessity to restore lawful, peaceful, and effective governance at the grassroots in our state compel me to speak to you at this time. Close to 1 year now, local government secretariats across Osun State have been under illegal occupation by the court-sacked APC chairmen and councillors, whose election was nullified by the Federal High Court, Osogbo, in November 2022 and affirmed by the Court of Appeal on the 10th of February 2025 again on 13 June 2025. The election was struck down because it was conducted on clear violation of the requirements of the law. I did not remove these APC chairmen and councillors from office. The court did. Since then, they have had no lawful mandate whatsoever. Yet, embracing content of the law and repudiation of democratic decency, they have refused to vacate the secretariats, emboldened by the backing of the Nigerian police, as alleged, instructed by former Governor Gboyega Oyetola.
All right, that was just an excerpt of what Mr. Governor Ademola Adeleke said, addressing the issues at the local government and stating, some, dimensions to that issue as well. We're here today with, to speak on this matter, Special Advisor to the Governor on Legal Affairs, Barrister Nuruddin Karim, of course, part of the Osun State government. Good morning, Barrister. Thank you for joining us.
Good morning. It's a pleasure to be with you.
Yeah. So, this is where we are again. And I remember countless times on this program, we've had you speak to this issue about local government administration and imbroglio, the seizure of funds, and in which you might call the withholding of funds and maybe the release of these same funds as well into, a particular bank account. But your principal, Mr. Governor, held a press conference yesterday, and one would say, what was that need? Why did he, have to do that yesterday? Was there any pressing really? Or maybe it confirms the fact that the Osun State government is being financially choked, so he just has to cry for help.
Well, will anything be more worrisome than the fact that governance at the grassroots has been crippled since February, because the APC as a party and the police, conniving with them, have decided to illegally, forcibly occupy the local government. even when it is clear that they do not have any authority to lay claim to the leadership at the local government based on the judgment of the court. So the hardship unleashed on the people of the state as a result of the illegal occupation of local government by APC men and councillors, chairmen and councillors, whom have been sacked by the court, and as a result of which the federal government, conniving with them, has withheld the local government allocations for almost a year now. Because if you listen to Mr. Governor yesterday, Mr. Governor said about 130 billion naira standing to the credit of local governments from the federal allocations account have not been paid into the legal accounts of our local governments. So it has caused a lot of suffering, a lot of hardship on the people of Osun State. The primary school workers, primary health workers, their salaries and emoluments are paid from the allocations to the local government. As a result of the withholding of the allocation, these people, the state government has placed it upon itself to borrow money from the state allocation to pay their salaries. Just because the governor does not want, or the governor wants to bother the hardship for the workers whose salaries are paid from the local government. I can confirm to you, from February last year, primary school teachers, primary health workers have been receiving their salaries as and when due. But these salaries have been borrowed from the allocations meant for the state. So the governor had to come out yesterday to let the whole world know what the state had continued to endure from the APC people in the state. And you remember the governor alleged that all the shenanigans were happening with the support of former Governor Oyetola, who is now Minister of Blue Economy. Because he's from Osun State, the governor alleged that he is the one behind the illegal occupation of the local government by the APC men, whereas there are democratically elected chairmen and councillors duly elected in February 2025. The APC, supported by the police, emboldened by the police support, have since that February continued to forcibly occupy the local government. And what have they been expecting? Since that February, they have been expecting the democratically elected chairman to come to the local government to confront them, so that their ulterior motive of ensuring that a state of emergency is declared in the state could be achieved. The governor is a peaceable man, is a gentleman, is a law-abiding person. The governor has prevailed since February on this democratically elected local government chairman who are of PDP extraction party. The governor has used his influence on them to prevail on them to stay away from the local government, because the governor knows the APC chairmen are waiting for a large-scale mayhem in the state, so that to create a condition, to manufacture a condition for declaration of state of emergency so that the mandate that the people of Osun State refused to give to the APC in 2022 governorship election, the APC will get it through that back door of declaration of a state of emergency.
So that's the plan.
That's the plan. The governor said it. The governor knew. And the governor is a peaceable person.
Right.
The plan, we know the ulterior motive is that the APC chairman and councillors, they are expecting, they are boasting today that they will continue to occupy the local government. Regardless of the fact that the purported tenure they claim they have even expired since October last year. But they continue to boast till today that they are waiting. They will continue to occupy local government. They are expecting a PDP chairman to come and confront them because what they want is crisis. So that there could be a state of emergency.
All right, Barrister Nuruddin, let's get things clear now. There have been a lot of confusion in the state as to if these funds are actually withheld or they are inaccessible to the elected officials, local government officials that some people have said are sit at home, whom you have said are democratically elected officials.
Yes.
Which is it? I mean, is it that these funds have been withheld or they are inaccessible to you?
If you listen to Mr. Governor yesterday, the governor said, as far as we are concerned, the legal accounts of the local government, no money has been paid into the local government accounts, the real local government accounts, to which senior civil servants are signatories. No, the federal government, since February, the money has not been paid into the legal accounts of local government. The federal government may claim that they have paid some money into some accounts. Which accounts? Accounts opened personally by members of their party who do not have any authority to represent the local government. We should ask them, the state government has an account. Is it Mr. Governor and the chief of staff or the secretary that are signatory to the state account?
Well,
this account, if the federal government claims some money has been paid into some accounts, they are not local government accounts. Accounts opened by their members, their party members, unknown persons. They just went to the UBA bank to open an account. And probably the federal government paid some money into the account. Whereas before February, the local government had an account. Every local government had an account.
Let's get things clear. The local government has autonomy now. And the APC has said these accounts, must have been run as a joint, signatory of sorts or joint accounts with the state, maybe, because those accounts, according to the APC, money cannot be paid into it because those were the accounts being run when the state was still controlling the local government. But now, these new accounts, explain it to us. How does these accounts that have been neglected and the new ones, how do they operate?
Now, let me tell you, before autonomy or no autonomy, each local government had an account. Each local government had an account.
And all signatories were local government officials.
All signatories were local government civil servants, senior civil servants of local government. The state government of Osun is autonomous. Is Mr. Governor a signatory account? That's the question. Mr. Governor has been given a mandate of 4 years. He is seeking another 4 years mandate from the people. Mr. Governor will live there either sooner or later. The government will remain. Who are the people that will keep the government going? The civil servants. They are the reason we say the government is a continuum. They serve as bridge between the government and the successful government. They are the bridge. So the state government of Osun State has an account today. The question is, despite the autonomy of the state government as a subnational in Nigeria, is Mr. Governor signatory to the account? Is the Secretary of the Government signatory to the account? Is Deputy Governor signatory to the account? We have the Accountant General. We have the PS Finance. The same thing at the local government. And let me tell you, autonomy or no autonomy does not take away the power of the State House of Assembly to make law for the running, administration, structure, composition of the local government. It is clear. The recent judgment of the Supreme Court about a month ago, the Supreme Court emphasized it, that despite the autonomy, the State Assembly is still empowered by the Constitution to make laws for the composition, finance, structure of the local government. Now, as we speak today, there is a law, a valid law in Osun State as to the finance of local government. And that law prescribes those who are to be signatories to local government accounts. The law does not say a chairman or vice chairman. Let me ask you the complexity, difficulty of making a chairman signatory to the account. If a chairman elected on the platform of PDP has completed his term, do you expect the new chairman to be running after him? Please, we want to change the signatory to the account because we have had a new set of men. But civil servants, each local government has a director of admin, has HLA, has director of finance. These are the people that the law recognizes as signatories to the account. So whether the autonomy or no autonomy, every local government has had an account since. And that account is separate from the account of the state government. What the autonomy is saying is that instead of the local government, any money belong to the local government, instead of being paid, first paid into the state account, before the state will now send the money back to local government. What the autonomy is saying is that the money should be paid directly into the local government account. So there's no issue in it. Before autonomy, I'm confirming it to you, every local government has had an account till today.
All right.
But now, when they came in, because they know they are illegal, they don't have an authority to be there, they went to the bank to open an account in their name. Chairman, maybe the secretary or so.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Are you sure it was in their name or some local government workers as well?
Their name, I can confirm.
You are confirming that?
Yes.
All right. Let me take it off from here. Many allegations were raised by the state governor, your principal, when he said he accused former Governor Oyetola of working, or the police taking orders. That was the way it was used from former Governor Oyetola to do whatever they are doing. That's one thing. But let's start it from here. I remember last year, there was a report of this after the Supreme Court ruling of 2024, talking about autonomy, that there was this directive from the CBN that local government should open dedicated accounts so that they can have access, at least to having their funds directly and all of those things. In fact, I'm seeing here a report from the Nation newspaper, January 20, when it says 774 councils to open dedicated accounts with CBN and FRU to monitor spending, fraudulent chairmen, other officials for prosecution by EFCC and all of them. The Punch has this, February 20, LG autonomy, CBN 774 chairman differ over council's account opening. So it has always been there that the CBN said you should open dedicated account, at least to help this autonomy thing. Is that not what it did? Actually, to open these new accounts? That's number one. You answer together. Number two is this. If this is true, that these accounts were going to be open, the local government workers were not on duty from February, actually. And so we've spoken to some of them who said, in as much some chose to stay away, there are still some members of the Norgay, maybe another leadership, who chose to come to work. And they, the APC chairman, the ones you people call yes or no, chose to work with those people, that they are still the ones, who were the signatories to these accounts. That's why I was asking, are you sure that is this chairman or vice or politically inclined persons that opened this account in their name on behalf of the local government? So that's true to say some workers were still, they came to work. And so they worked with those people to say, in as much you have said you will not come to work, we have those that are coming to work who possibly are senior officers, because I asked them that day, is it because they were elevated to the ranks of DFs and HLA and all of those people that used to open an account? They say yes, in as much they are still local government workers. That's number two. And they are all to open that account. And it's no more secret that account was opened with UBA. And of course, that monies are being paid. And in fact, your government has gone to court to freeze that account. So looking at all of these things, are we still battling with withholding of fund? The issue, don't you think, has left withholding of fund to the fund? The CBN will say they are no more with the fund. It has been paid. And the yes or no chairman has said statutory account. In fact, I spoke to a local government chairman of the yes or no camp from Ede who said any account opened in the local government local government name becomes statutory. So can we look into all of that? That there was let's start from the directive from the CBN that dedicated accounts should be opened. And that is what they have done.
Let me start from there.
Yes.
When I was making my submission the other time, I said the federal government is conniving with them.
Okay.
The purported directive by the CBN was one of their first steps on the part of federal government to connive with illegal occupants of local government in Osun State.
It was issued to the 774 local government.
Now, let me ask you, you are a journalist.
Yes, I am.
You are a journalist. Mm-hmm. About 3 weeks ago or a month ago, President Tinubu himself had to come out to complain, either genuinely or otherwise, that the allocations meant for local governments were still not being paid to them directly. Meaning that the purported directive by the CBN last year was just to justify the shenanigans being done in this state. Just last 2 weeks, Norgay, National Norgay, voiced out that autonomy still remains a mirage. The autonomy of local government still remains a kind of mirage because the money is still not coming directly to the local government. If Mr. President about a month ago could say that, now ask me, what happens to the purported directive by the CBN?
Are you talking to the statement made by the president when he was talking about the knife and the yam? That if the governors will not do what is right, he is in charge to do. Now,
let me ask you.
Is that what you are talking about?
That's the thing I'm making reference to. Assuming the purported directive you quoted as issued by the CBN last year was meant, and the CBN was serious about it, and it was carried out, how would the president still be accusing governors of not allowing autonomy to have its way in the local government? The purported mission of the CBN was to say, okay, each local government now has a new account so that the allocation will be paid directly into the account. February to this time, that's about a year ago. Why was it that just last month, President is still saying the governors are not cooperative in ensuring local government has autonomy? So meaning that the local government allocations in various states are still being paid through the state accounts.
So Osun is the only exception here.
Osun is the only, in fact.
Is that what you are saying?
In fact, facts that I imagine now suggest that probably the federal government going to court to 2024 for the government then had Osun State in mind.
Why could that be? Because it's just one of the 36 states.
Yes. Now listen. I will ask you the same question.
Yeah.
Why is it that only Osun State? Why is it that the federal government has decided to only decide not to pay the local government allocations into the state
because
government.
there are political issues on the top.
No, there are political issues on that tone. The political issues in Osun are the reasons I've said. Probably the federal government only had Osun State in mind before going to court. You will see in the recent.
So you are saying the federal government with the CBN, all of those things are conniving.
They are conniving against Osun State because Osun State is an opposition state. Tell me
there are other opposition states.
Yes,
but Brother Nuruddin, there are other opposition states in Nigeria.
No. Tell me other an APC states that the federal government has been paying allocation in compliance with the judgment of the Supreme Court since July 2024 that the Supreme Court gave the judgment. Don't forget, in the recent judgment by the Supreme Court about a month ago, on December 5, the Supreme Court, the federal government accused Osun State of frustrating the implementation or compliance with the judgment of the Supreme Court on autonomy. The Supreme Court fired back and gave Osun State government a clean bill that it was the federal government that was in contempt of the judgment of the Supreme Court on autonomy. Imagine the Supreme Court saying about 2 months ago that the federal government was still in contempt of the Supreme Court judgment on autonomy. Now, put that side by side with the purported directive of the CBA.
All right, because of time now, let's come back to this press conference that was given by your principal yesterday. He has directed the yes or no chairman to leave the council. In which authority is he doing that?
Let us get something right. You know, let's just assume without conceding that the APC chairmen were reinstated in February.
Okay.
They were not reinstated.
Yeah.
That one is clear. But
assuming without conceding.
Okay, that they were reinstated in February. The AGF, you know, I've mentioned police as one of the conspirators, the Nigerian police force. The AGF gave an advisory in February.
Yeah.
Though the advisory was hypocritical and was made to favor the APC.
Okay.
The AGF, in his opinion, said by the judgment of February 10, the APC chairman had been reinstated. That was his own position, though wrong. Now, he now said in the same advisory that with that judgment, APC chairman that are no government had authority to be in the local government from that February till October 2025.
Okay. What's your point?
And that was the advisory that the Nigerian police force relied on as their excuse, reason for escorting APC chairman to the local government. Now that October came in 2025, what was expected of the Nigerian police? To go back to the same advisory it relied on, to say, oh no, this advisory said you are to remain in council till October 2025. When October came, Nigerian police kept silent. And I'm telling you, till today, the Nigerian police force has continued.
So why is the governor saying they should leave?
Them. What I'm saying is that, assuming without considering that they were reinstated, the purported tenure lapsed, expired in October. Have you ever heard it in the history of Nigeria that a governor or chairman has spent a day in excess of the fixed term?
But that case is in court. Tenure elongation.
Let me tell you, the tenure elongation, in law, you are not a lawyer, but some things you do not need to be a lawyer to know.
Okay.
Does it mean when you go to a court, that court, I need this thing? So merely finding that case, does it entitle you to the enjoyment of the relief that the court has not granted?
But have a whole. I understand all of those you have said, but the governor is now saying leave.
Yes.
So can he enforce that?
Does the governor have to even say that before they will leave?
He has said it.
We are in a democracy.
Hold on, sir. He has said it yesterday now. Can he enforce it?
The governor did not say, remember, the governor did not say he will mobilize the local government to forcibly eject them.
Yeah, but you
The
can't.
governor, go and listen to Mr. Governor.
I know. Yeah.
The governor called on well-meaning Nigerians who fought for the return of democracy, not to fold their arms. As the APC is trying to bring the efforts of our forefathers, ensuring Nigeria's democracy thrives.
Let me
to make it in vain.
Let me quickly come here before Tokwe comes in. 2 questions, and I need it answered in a minute. One, your governor, your principal, the governor has called on the president to intervene. How? In what way? Are you saying the president is not aware? Is that what you say?
Well, we are of the view that the president will not be condoning or supporting this naked impunity.
So what is the governor expecting?
Given his experience and what he professed to be before he became president.
So what do you want him to do?
We want the president to call the Inspector General of Police to order.
Okay.
To call the head of security agencies, the heads of security agencies to order. Then to prefer on or to call the former governor Gboyega Oyetola to call him to order, an APC chairman in the state. Because what they are doing now, in a way, they think they are abusing the power they have.
Which facts? Sorry, sir. Which facts do you have evidence that the Nigerian police are taking orders from former Governor Oyetola? That's a big allegation.
You know, the governor said allegedly.
So you must have something before you.
No, the governor said allegedly.
So it's allegedly. No fact, no evidence.
It's allegedly.
Nothing.
But we are of the view that Mr. President will not be condoning, supporting the naked impunity going on in our local government. I remember I emphasized something. Assuming without considering they were reinstated in February. What made them to still continue occupation of the government after October 2025? That is pure impunity. That is naked impunity that we are the federal government, not anybody will do. And any attempt by the Osun PDP chairman, who were democratically elected, to confront no government who will make it a crisis that will warrant the declaration of state of emergency. That's what they are doing. And that's very bad for our democracy.
All right, Mr. Barrister Nuruddin, we started these conversations by asking you why this time? Why is the governor speaking up at this time? Well, it's we're going into elections again later this year in Osun State. Several of the projects embarked upon by this administration have been left, unfinished severally, across different states, towns and cities in the state. What's the vision? Supposing that the president does not listen to the plea, what's the next step? What's the step forward? The governor has been trying. He has been paying some local government members of staff from the state allocation. The state is suffering for it. So what's the step forward?
Well, we should commend Mr. Governor. Many governors will never follow this route of peace that Mr. Governor has followed. Some other governors could have decided to take the risk and say, okay, my men, go to local government, go and confront them. But I've said it, Mr. Governor is a peaceable person. There have been calls, even from people, from the chairman, PDP chairman, that Mr. Governor, come. These people, they are waiting for some, they are not ready to leave local government unless confronted. This is your peaceable nature, they are just capitalizing on it to continue to cause hardship to the people of the state. But Mr. Governor said no. I'm a peaceable person. Let's exhaust all peaceable moves, steps to resolve this matter. And that was what necessitated the call by Mr. Governor yesterday on Nigerians to intervene.
So that was the last stroke for the government.
And that's not last.
Okay.
As I speak, there are still matters. There are still cases in court.
All right.
Remember, APC, they will come out to say, yes, we know our tenure ended in October, but we have filed a case in court for the elongation or the termination of our tenure. They did not just file that case. After filing that case, they brought a motion to the court that the court should please allow them to continue to stay in the local government pending the determination of their case. That motion asked them, as the court granted it. Court has not granted it.
All right, trust us to
What now?
We must go.
What now is the basis for them staying?
They continue staying
government
at the council.
Let me.
We're out of time. We're out of time. We'll do that in the coming days. Pastor Nuruddin Karim, special advisor to governor on legal matters. We wish you all the best. Thank you for coming this morning. This is your state, and this is the people's state as well. Politicians will come and go. The state will always be there. And of course, history will always, recon back to what everybody has done. Femi Ojo is my name. Trust us to be on these matters. And of course, there is a right of reply to the APC camp as well. We hope they will take it so that we have a balance on these matters.
Thank you very much, dear listener and viewer. Thank you for keeping faith. Thank you for joining us on this installment of Morning Spring on Western Spring Television. We'll make a return for the midweek installment tomorrow. My name is Timitope Ademola Adeleke.